Hi there, it's Marie and welcome to Real Life on the Homestead in Ontario. And I made that roast leg of lamb, and if you didn't watch that video, I'll link it below. But now, of course, we have leftovers. And I am going to show you what I do with my leftovers, just so that I have little, carnivore treats. It's almost like a jerky, but I don't dry out the meat. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring you down here so you can see how I just take the meat and just basically shred it up. And the reason I do this is I love jerky, but it's really expensive. And I don't always want to be making beef jerky. I want to have a little bit of variety in my diet. So when I have things like leftover lamb, leftover pork, sometimes I like to do this. What I do is, as you can see, I'm just shredding up the meat. It was very tender. This is cold now, so it's very easy to handle. There we go. Just shred it like this. I'm not going to be shredding it all and wasting your time as you watch me shred it. But with this, you can either pan fry it. You could either pan fry it with some butter, sprinkle some salt on top, or what I like to do is I like to melt some tallow, and let me just grab some. This is some tallow I have in the fridge that I made when I did some bone broth. And of course, you're going to hear the dogs walking in here all the time because they smell the meat and they know I've got some. So what I do is I melt down my tallow, I toss it with my meat, sprinkle some salt, and then just put it on the air fryer to crisp it up a little. And that's an amazing treat. That's my very favorite. But if you don't have an air fryer and you don't have tallow, you can still do this. It's very simple. Just put some butter in a pan, put your meat in there and let it crisp. So don't be stirring all the time. Let it get that little crust on the bottom. Don't forget, sprinkle some salt, and it's a delicious treat. I'm going to do this in the air fryer just so that I could show you what it looks like after I've crisped it up. Just going to grab some tallow and throw it in the microwave to melt down. And to my meat, I am just going to sprinkle some salt, and generously, of course. After sprinkling the salt, I melted that tallow, and I'm just going to pour it on here and just toss it. And I'm not giving you measurements. I'm going to let you use your common sense. For this amount of meat, I have done 3 tablespoons of tallow. I don't know if you could see how shiny the meat is. That is the tallow all around. Okay, puppies, get out of the kitchen. Out of the kitchen. Now the lamb is pretty lean because this was the leg, but all I'm going to do is take this and place it in my air fryer. As soon as I've cleaned my hands, I will get you a different angle on this so you could see how this works. There you go. Just place it in the air fryer at 400 degrees, and I'm gonna say 5 to 10 minutes. I'm really judging it by the crispness and color. It has been 5 minutes, and look at that beautiful crispiness. I'm gonna pull this out and we're gonna have a little chat about these leftovers. So that 6-pound leg of lamb that I made, I've linked in the description box the recipe and how simple it was. But this are my leftovers, just a little bit of, gristle, some bones. This is going to go out to the chickens. This is very entertaining for them to pick at meat off bones. I don't feed cooked bones to my dogs. I only feed them raw bones. I have got another good pile of meat. I would say that's almost a pound there. And then I've got a pound that I've done crispy in the air fryer, as well as we had dinner for 3 adults. And myself, let's count me as an extra adult because all I ate was meat. So let's say I had 1.5 pounds of meat. Jamie and my mom had about, I'd say about 1/2 pound to 3/4 pound, and 2 leftover snacks. So from a 6-pound leg of lamb, we've got some pretty good leftovers. Okay, so we need to get into this and try it. Oh, this is just beautiful and crispy and delicious. And a little hot. It's so good. This is not as dry as jerky. It still has some moisture into it. I'm gonna sprinkle more salt on it, even though I sprinkled it before cooking. I like my salt. So there's some of my pink salt. That's all it needed. That's beautiful. So good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place this in a container. And I'm working Elections Ontario on Thursday, and this will be my snack. So when people are dipping into chips, cookies, sandwiches, I'm gonna eat meat, and I'm gonna keep myself satiated, satisfied, and entertained. The reason I'm doing this video is just to say that you don't have to do complicated recipes to be on a carnivore lifestyle. You could just take meat, cook it, and then use the leftovers for your snacks. It doesn't have to be complicated. The carnivore police are not welcome here. So no, you can't do this and you can't do that. You do what suits your lifestyle. I used some garlic and rosemary on this, but I could have just done salt and it would have been fine. This leftover snack is such an amazing thing to have in the fridge. I've got another container here, and the one that I haven't put in the air fryer yet, I'm gonna save because I love it fresh, hot out of the air fryer. And this is a 4-cup container. So basically, I've got 8 cups of meat as leftover snacks. And yes, my mouth is full. Now I've swallowed and I can talk. But I just want you to know that you don't need fancy cookbooks on how to cook carnivore. Cook your meat. You don't need to join memberships of how to be a carnivore. Just eat meat, eggs, butter, bacon. Use your common sense. If you're not going to eat your meat because it has no flavor, let's say you like spice, then add spice. As long as it doesn't interfere with your health and you don't feel adverse effects, go for it. Do you the best way you know how. Go out, live your best life. Join us again next time, and please, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to our channel, share with your friends, and hit that notification bell so the next time I'm doing something this simple, I can share with you.